Good morning, children. Today we will start with the second chapter of geography: land, soil, water, natural vegetation, and wildlife. All these are very important resources, and we will take up each one separately. Today we will learn about land. So, in this chapter, what are we going to learn about land? First, what is land? What is land use? The classification of land degradation, how we are going to conserve the land, and then we'll see a natural calamity like landslides and the mitigation techniques, the scientific techniques to prevent these natural calamities. Okay, children, now you see that the chapter opens with a story, a small story which you should be reading. I'll just give you a brief outline of that story. It opens with the story of two people, Mamba and Peter. Mamba lives in Tanzania in Africa, while Peter lives in New Zealand. Mamba's family is very poor and they do animal rearing and grow few crops, while Peter's family is rich and prosperous, and though they also live by animal rearing and growing plants, it is still rich. So you see the difference between two people, one living in Africa and the other living in New Zealand. Why is there a difference in their lifestyles? Yes, what are the reasons? It is due to the quality of land. You see, they are also growing the same things, but they are poor, but Peter's family is rich. It depends on the quality of land, the soil, the water availability, the natural vegetation, the animals, and the usage of technology. So due to these, you can see how they lead different lives. Okay. So we will see the first point. What is land? It is one of the most important natural resource. In the previous chapter, you have learned about resources. How will you define resources? Anything that has utility, value, and satisfies human needs. And what kind of a resource is land? It is an abiotic resource, which means it is a non-living resource. So how will we define land? It is the solid surface of the earth that supports agriculture, habitat, and various natural resources. Now, it fulfills the basic needs of food, shelter, and clothing for human beings. Isn't it? Everything is given by land. So it is one of the most important natural resource. It is a natural resource, which means it is obtained from nature, not made by man. Children, all of you know, and you have learnt it in your previous classes, that our earth's surface has 3/4 of water and 1/4 of land, which means we have 70% of the earth's surface is covered by water and 30% is land. You can see in the next figure, it is saying 70.8% is water and the rest is land. So we have the land that is available to us is very less. Now let's go to the next figure and you see whatever land that we have. So you see 30% of land that is available to us is highly densely populated, and in this 30% of land, 90% of the population lives here, and the other 70% of the land that is available to us, very few people live here. Only 10% of the people are living here, and it is inhabited or it is very sparsely populated. It means very few, or maybe in some places nobody lives there. The next figure you can see, it's showing the green part. Most of the population, most of the people are living in the green portion. That is the whatever land we have, in that small portion 90% of the population lives there, whereas the rest is very sparsely populated or no one lives there. So you can see 90% of the world population occupies only 30% of the land area. Got it? Okay, children. Now the question must be arising in your minds. Why is there uneven distribution of population in the world? Why some areas are so densely populated and why some areas are sparsely populated or nobody is living there, they are inhabited? Yes, the main two reasons for this is due to the quality of land and climate. Now, which areas are going to be more populated? Where will the more population be? They are going to be in areas where there is plain land and river valleys. Why are they going to be more populated? Because these lands are flat lands and are suitable for agriculture and settlement, setting up industries, building roads, factories. All these areas have favorable climate. Then there's plenty of water available, so majority of the population is going to live there. And which areas will be inhabited? Yes, desert area, mountain slopes, then low-lying areas, forested areas, and wherever there is a rugged topography, which means there are highs and lows, very few or maybe it is covered with snow. All these areas will not have people living there, and even if they are living, very few are living there. So what is the two main factors which influence the population of an area? Yes, quality of land and climate. Children, land can be classified on the basis of ownership. That is, one is private land, that means the land is owned by individuals, and the other is community land. It is owned by the community for common use like collection of fodder, fruits, nuts or medicinal herbs or parks. All these are community lands. It is also called as, community land is also called as common property resource.